Today, I would love to welcome Sheila Leclerc from Sheila Leclerc Coaching. Sheila is a mother to a busy 2-year-old and loves to go on family hikes with her husband and dog. She plays ball on a family team, including her 3 siblings and dad. Her background is in hospitality and adventure tourism. She brings these life experiences into her coaching practice, where she is a certified life coach. Sheila is passionate about partnering with clients to achieve their impossible, creating and living a life they love by design. Welcome, Sheila.
Thank you. What a lovely welcome.
I'm so glad you could join me today on my very first podcast.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Thanks for the invitation.
You're welcome. So today we're out to have a lot of fun. And so we're going to just jump right into our first question. So tell me, Sheila, what was life like before you became a coach? How did you become a coach? What's your story?
Well, out of high school, I was pretty pumped that I knew I wanted to own my own restaurant. When some of the others, my friends were like, I don't know what I want to do. I wanted to own my own restaurant. So I went to hotel and restaurant management and did a diploma program. It was fabulous. I got to work in hotels around the country and around the world, but decided I did not want to own my own restaurant. That was for sure. So I did work in hospitality for many years, in hotels, restaurants, human resources. And from there, I decided it was time to go adventuring, and the ocean was calling me, and I found an adventure program actually pretty close to home, where I took up schooling once again and learned how to be a kayak guide, canoe guide, hiking guide, sailing. It was pretty neat. We called it daycare for grown-ups. And I did work on sailboats for a few years. And it was shortly after that, in opening an adventure tourism business with some partners, that someone brought up life coaching and that we should bring life coaching into our programs. And I thought, what is life coaching? I went home and researched it that night. And I was like, yes, this is what I have been looking for. This is it. I want to be a life coach. And soon after, I found a life coaching program and took that. That was in 2011. And it's been, life coaching. That's where I was meant to be.
That's awesome. I love that, like, daycare for grown-ups piece.
Yeah.
With that daycare for grown-ups piece, how could you see that would relate back to life coaching?
Yeah, life coaching is, again, this isn't quite like daycare for grown-ups, but it's, for me, life coaching is doing what I really love to do. So it's not work, so it's play. So I almost feel wrong saying, Mommy's got to go to work now. Not really. I'm going to play in my office, connecting with all of my clients. And it is about having fun. It's about doing what you truly want to do. And generally that's fun.
Awesome. So Sheila, what kind of people do you work with?
I work with all kinds of people, men, women, business, corporate folks, as well as stay-at-home moms and entrepreneurs. And I'd say mostly I work with women who are generally moms, have a career, have their side hobbies or even their side business. Busy women, busy, awesome, motivated women who are looking to get some clarity on their life. Yeah, they generally come to me looking for motivation or looking for figuring out what to do next or how to get that balanced life because they're stressed here, there, everywhere, have their hands in all sorts of pies.
And what are the breakthroughs that your clients see when they work with you?
Oh, great question. The breakthroughs are the most fun part. And breakthroughs that my clients see, if I think of some, would be breakthroughs in self-confidence, self-love, and in that well-being, taking care of themselves first, as well as increased motivation, and that coming from not from needing to do more, but from realizing, connecting their values with what it is that they're doing, choosing what's most important for them to do, and then having that motivation and new zest for life in that area.
That sounds awesome. I'm going to be your client.
We'll talk later.
And what is the change that you're making in the world? Or I could also say, what is the vision that you see for the planet?
Yeah, I love this question. And I think I'm constantly clarifying it. But the change that I'm making for the world is part of what you said in your introduction, is making that impossible possible. And, I was really thinking about it the other day. We always hear, or often hear, it's a cliche now, that we sent people to the moon, but we really sent people to the moon. Like, how is that even possible, right? Like, we had to discover that the moon was somewhere to get to in the first place, have a ship to take people, the technology, I can't even imagine everything that went into it, but it's that nothing is impossible. So it's having people coming from the place that everything's possible, and with that vision starting with individual people. And that's why I'm passionate about working with women, especially women who are going on to be moms, and not only that, but because if women have their own base of self-love, self-confidence, and reaching for what's impossible in their lives, then that my vision is for that to spill over to their partnership and to create a loving, respectful partnership. And then that partnership being a foundation for the rest of their family, in order to raise supportive, loving family for their children to grow up to be responsible, resilient adults, and that they already have instilled in them that self-love, self-confidence, that core. And the cycle just keeps going and going with love and possibilities. And
that's awesome. I just got shivers when you said that.
I love it.
Yeah. It sounds like you're really up to making some big transformation in the world, and have an awesome vision for kind of humanity in itself, right?
Thank you. Yes, I love it. Love it.
And so you have a lot of experience with well-being and causing breakthroughs in well-being, and self-confidence. And so for all of the people that are listening, what advice would you give around well-being?
There's so much advice to be given in the space of well-being. But I'd say one of the most basic pieces of advice is practice well-being in general. Put your well-being first, and do that by scheduling it in your calendar or setting reminders on your phone, keeping a tracking sheet so that you can recognize what things are well-being for you, and that when you do or do not practice them, not as a make wrong, but just to recognize and get into a habit of well-being. And that really speaks back to that vision of having that core of self-love, having yourself filled up and taking care of well-being, so that can spill over to your friends, to your family, to your interactions and experiences in life. So taking care of yourself first. Take care of number one. It's not selfish.
What would you say to somebody who says, I just don't have enough time?
Then I'd say we should have a coaching conversation around that. Because that's a big thing for a lot of people. And it's about connecting with what the importance is of well-being in your life, to then make it higher on the priority list, and finding just those little small things you can do that don't take a lot of time. Go to bed a little earlier, or eating a healthier lunch, whatever it is for you in your life that would just bump up that well-being just a little bit more and a little bit more, and building it in as a practice.
Excellent. As you know, this podcast is called Outside the Comfort Zone. So we're all about what's outside of the comfort zone. Would you like to share something that is really outside of your comfort zone that you wouldn't maybe normally share, that you might even be afraid to share?
Ooh, well, I just get a little shaky thinking about it. There's what comes to mind is this interview was quite a bit out of my comfort zone. When you invited me, I said yes, definitely scared and excited, but sharing of myself is authentically is out of my comfort zone, and that's something that I'm working on in my own life with my coach, and that's for fear of being judged, for being called out as a fraud or disrespected or not liked. And this interview is scary. It's out of my comfort zone. It's a big step for me on my journey to being fully self-expressed. So yikes, and thank you for the opportunity to step out of my comfort zone.
Well, thanks so much for the courage to put your hand up when I asked who would like to take part in my new podcast. What is one thing that you take away from being outside of the comfort zone? So when you are outside of the comfort zone, what do you learn from that? What do you get from that?
Mm-hmm. A lot. When I think of being outside the comfort zone, I picture I've traveled in my life to other countries, and I picture being in another country. Just everything's new, and it's a bit scary, but it's more exciting than scary. And learning, I've always taken home anyone who travels. It seems to share in the same thoughts that you just gain so much life experience. And sometimes you can't put a finger on exactly what it is, but there's definitely stretching and growing that goes on. And I read something recently that says all learnings are crystallized into wisdom. And I thought that was really neat. So if I relate that to every time you're going out of your comfort zone, or that I learn something new. I stretch a little bit more, grow a little bit more, and then I can keep those experiences and learnings in order to turn them into little crystals of wisdom.
Excellent. Wow. Well, I just wanted to say, and I just want to really acknowledge you today for, being outside of your comfort zone and being brave, and also for the huge contribution that you make to the world and to women specifically, but also how that the trickle down effect, and that's just amazing, the light that you bring to the world. So thank you very much for joining me today. Sheila, where would people go to find out more about you and get in touch with you if they were interested in chatting with you about coaching?
Yeah, thanks for asking. People can go to my website, www.coachsheila.ca, and that's SHEILA. And I do offer complimentary sessions. So if anyone would like to contact me, feel free to connect through the website, and I'd be happy to have a chat with you and see if coaching is a fit.
All right. And awesome. Thanks again, Sheila, for joining us today.
Thank you again, Robin, for inviting me, and congratulations on your new podcast. I'm definitely going to be following this, and I really do thank you. It's an honor to be here and to be your first podcast. Thanks
Awesome.
so much.
All right. Have a good day.
You too. Bye for now.
Well, that was a ton of fun. And that's a wrap for my very first podcast from outside the comfort zone. Please be sure to visit onfocuscoaching.ca and sign up for my weekly newsletter. And remember, it's your life, it's your possibility. Let's create. Have an awesome day. Bye.